call a day when we can march on to Statehouse and we can take it. I can assure you, Ruto will take the first flight to Sudan so that he can go and die with the janjaweed that he supports. All right? But if he remains in the country, he's going to committee. And if you elect a conman, it is the conman that gets sworn in. Then you realize you elect a conman. Next time, you will not elect a conman. Just like this time, we elected a thug, a tyrant. Ruto is a thug. Ruto is a tyrant, yes. Because we had a demagogue and a deputy demagogue in 2022. So the demagogue was saying, I'm going to destroy the Constitution. I'm going to remove the term limits. I'm going to bring back detention without trial. I'm going to make sure that bodies on River Yala, there are going to be more bodies. All the rivers now. River Nyando, River Sondu, Athi River, whatever. All the rivers were going to pile up with bodies. And we said, no, this is now an existential threat. He's now with Raila Odinga. We have to stop them. So we used the deputy demagogue to stop the chief demagogue, Uhuru Kenyatta. That's what we did. We used Ruto. Knowing very well that we were now making sure that Kenyans understood, number one, that a president can be stopped. That you can actually defeat a sitting president. To me, that was the most important strategic value. That we needed to prove that Uhuru Kenyatta, no matter how strong he was, no matter how brutal, no matter how rich, we could stop him with Raila Odinga. A lot of people thought it was impossible. But I wanted this to happen so that Kenyans could know power is in their hands. So next time when faced with a chicken thief who is now becoming a tyrant and a plunderer, we can stop a chicken thief who is Ruto. If we could stop Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, who is Ruto? Even if Ruto is joined by Raila Odinga and the stupid lazy man called Mudavadi and the watermelon and the rest of them, we can take them and bury them in one heap, which is what we are going to do. All right? So, form cells, concentric circles, 15, then 15, then 15, of fully committed men and women of integrity. Fully committed. Bound only by the values of valor, values of integrity, values of freedom, values of honesty, values of transformative vision. Once you have that, then we will call a day when we can march on to Statehouse and we can take it. I can assure you, Ruto will take the first flight to Sudan so that he can go and die with the janjaweed that he supports. All right? But if he remains in the country, he's going to committee. And all these big houses that he's constructing for mistresses all over the country will be taken over and will turn them into hospitals and huge, research facilities. He's built very nice places that we can turn into huge medical research, ICT, artificial intelligence, hubs for the country, for the benefit of everyone. We can turn them into huge factories, the farms that he has dotted all over the country, together with the Uhurus. Some of them will be malls, like the Taj Mahal that he has built in Washungishu. That would be a tourist attraction. We turn it over to the Ministry of Tourism and is run properly and earns the country revenue. So this is the way. there will be expropriation without compensation of public land they have stolen. We must expropriate all public wealth that these people have taken. All the banks they are starting, all the hotels they have opened, these are all public. These are all public property, which we must take back. And then run them efficiently, with integrity, to earn public wealth. And then we will turn the cities into modern, well-managed cities of the world, just like I told them in 2017. Nairobi needs a subway system. That's the only way to deal with transport. And Mombasa, and Kisumu, and Nakuru, and Eldoret, and all the cities. There is no city in the world that does not have the majority of its commuters underground. If you don't have that, you're not a city. You're a village. You're a banana republic. Okay? So we want to do this. Tanzania is doing it. They have trams. They have streetcars that are modern. The Dar es Salaam International Airport now is better than Kenya 10 times. And they have done it in the last 15 years. Magufuli did a great job before the Americans took him out. It doesn't matter if they take you out as long as you leave a mark. What you leave behind is a legacy. Just like Sankara left a legacy. Revolutionaries don't die as long as you have left a legacy. We are talking of Lumumba. We don't talk of Mobutu, who was there for 35 years, 40 years. Lumumba was not even there for 2 years, but we still talk about Lumumba. We talk about Sankara, who was there for only 4 years. We talk about Nkrumah, who did not finish 5 years. The point is, legacy more important than all this ostentatious opulence, courtesy of our taxes. And once we have these cells, then we have the engine of change. If you turn this into a movement, the cells coming together into a movement, a national reconstruction movement, call it what you want, a national revolutionary movement, a national reconstruction movement, whatever you want to call it, then we can turn Kenya around. It would not matter what age group. It would not matter what gender. It would not matter the level of education. The values are what should and must unite us in turning things around. And that is what I wanted to say today about the meaning of Raila Odinga's defeat, the meaning of Raila Odinga's complete humiliation in Addis Ababa, that it is good for the revolutionaries. It is a terrible failure for the oligarchs, the bandits, the criminals, and should now re-energize us in the final push for the total liberation of Kenya. So the question is asked, who is the best person to replace Ruto? The movement will decide. Once we have the movement based on values, the best person will emerge out of the movement. It is retrogressive and reactionary for someone to start from the position of, I must be a leader, or it must be this. No. There are thousands of Kenyans who are capable, but we have not created the conducive conditions for them to emerge to the leadership position. Just like in Senegal, you didn't know the current president would be president, and nobody knew what kind of president he would become. But I can assure you, there will, in the next epoch, after our revolution, no tin god, no pictures of people hanged in offices and business places. It's primitive. You hang your parents' pictures, your loved ones, and your heroes. You choose who those heroes are. The state should not choose that for you. So this low self-esteem character, behavior of hanging your pictures all over thinking that you are a semi-god, that will be a thing of the past. I can say that with confidence, because that's not how proper societies are governed.